Hey guys, welcome back to another debt update video. So last video I updated my debt trackers and my numbers around this bit were a bit different. I think I had 366 up here and 414 in the second box, but it didn't work out like that. So we're just going to chat through everything, see where we are and just update it accordingly. So I usually would do a check-in. So you're going to get 2 debt videos a month. So we get a check-in, which is what I'm doing. Then you get an update, something like that. So you'll get 2 videos a month. So this would be our second video for September, all the way in October right now. I'm a bit behind. And then I will have a video in October showing you guys how much I'm allocating to debt. And then I'll have a video at the end of October showing you guys how much I paid on debt. Okay, so it's 2 videos a month. That's what we're doing. So we've got your plan at $143.98. We worked it out that we're going to be paying £20. Okay, it's interest free. I'm not in a rush to be, doing this. £143 can be paid off in one go, but I'm choosing not to do that because that's going to set me behind. I've got a financial forecast I am working with. So we are going to update everything here, let you guys see where we're at, okay, and keep it pushing. All right, so on the 7th of September we paid £20. So if we subtract £20 from $143.98, that gives us $123.98. all right, so we're going to do it on calculators just in case I can't add or subtract or divide. Right, $123.98 is our balance. Then we're going to move down to NatWest. I'm pretty sure my starting balance on NatWest was £3,725.42. Do remember, this card has 2 sections, okay? I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm pretty sure I did. I can't remember what I filmed 4 weeks ago. So it's got a half of this that's interest free. So there's about £1,800 that's interest free. And the rest of it does get interest. Interest works out to about £30 or £35 a month, depending on what the end balance is at the time the new statement generates. So we're working between £30 and £35 of interest. And remember, we've got a deadline to pay this off by the end of March. So the new starting balance is £3,799.50. This will go up on a monthly basis unless I get to pay off the part of the credit card that's gaining interest, and that's like not gonna happen because I don't have the money to do that. That's over like £1,000 or something. Not even over £1,000, because if there's about 1,800 interest free, let me get my accurate things for you guys, because I feel like I'm guessing, and we don't like to guess over here. We like to bring facts, okay? Let me just log into my banking app quickly. Go down to my credit card. Right, let's go to the statements, and we are going to pull up September statement. I like to show you lot my screenshots, all right? So this is what I'm talking about. We've got a interest free. This is a promotional offer where I did a balance transfer, and it's 1811.76. That's interest free. Let me bring it up a bit closer so you could see. Let me switch this light off because it's giving a lot of, okay, there we go. That should be a little bit better. So £1,811.76 is interest free. If we don't pay off by that day or before that date, interest would start getting added at this percentage, okay, at that rate. So I just want to make that clear. I don't want anybody getting confused. All right, you lot know I show proof. All right, so if it's about 1811, right, I'm not going to put the pence, and we've got 3799. So there's about 100 girl, £1,988 that's incurring interest. Well, it's probably a bit less now because I made payments. But anyway, I just want to talk you lot through that. So Just work with me. So we started off at £3,799.50. On the 26th of August, we made a payment of £100. That brought it down to £3,699.50. On the 30th of August, we made another payment of £354.50. That brought the credit card down to £3,345. On the 27th of September, we paid $125. So if we go in and we put our 3,799.50, we minus 100, then we minus our 354.50. That brings us down to £3,345, and we minus 125. That brings us down to 3,220. Now I'm going to elaborate on this section a bit more. I wanted to pay £325.69 here. That wasn't possible. There was a bit of financial hemorrhaging. Is that the word? I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go. I think that's a word. Financial hemorrhaging, okay? So there was a situation where money was being drained from an account, and there's things that had to be done, which I'm not going to go into because that's personal. I share everything. Some things I could keep to myself. So we were only able to put 125 to it, but that's better than not putting anything. So we're only here. We would have been out of the 3,000s, but we're still in the 3,000s, but that's okay. It just means we're going to have to go a little bit harder over the next few months to make sure that we can meet the payoff deadline before the promotional offer happens. Now, we're on the 1st, so we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be the 4th. I'll get my new statement, and this is going to have about £30 added to it. So this is going to probably go up to £3,250 or £255. It just depends on what everything's worked out at the time with the interest rate, okay? So that's going to go up a bit. We're just going to work with what we're working with and keep it pushing. I've depleted all my savings. I'm not doing that again. It is what it is. If we make the promotion, great. If we don't, it is what it is. Life goes on. I'm not beating myself up anymore. Life happens. Move along. Okay. Now, Tesco's, we are at $23.70. We made a payment on the 11th of August for $30. That brought us to £2,340. We then made another payment of £30. I am just doing a little over the minimum because this offer ends in 2025. Okay? It ends in 2025. This one ends in 2024. So this is automatically going to have priority. That is how I work out my payoff method. This is going to be paid off very soon anyway. This ends, I think, in May or something. That would be paid off way before that. But this takes priority over this because this has another year and about 6-7 months on it or something like that. So I'm only making the minimum because I don't want to be hemorrhaging any more money from my income, putting it towards debt. I want to have like a fixed amount that I'm doing. If you've watched my debt payoff plan, you know I've got, I think 500 or something I've put, but when I've sat and I'm going through my numbers, I've had a decrease in one area of my income. So I've got to make sure that everything is balanced and I'm not trying to put myself in more of a financial strain by putting more money towards the debt. As much as I want to be debt free, it's going to be tough, but I don't want to compromise on decreasing my groceries, on decreasing the money that's allocated to my son and all of those other things. I don't want to do that. It's not ignorance. It's just sitting down with my numbers, working through my numbers, being real with myself and saying, no, that's not going to work. How about this way? At the end of the day, I'm making my payments, and at some point, the interest will stop, okay? So we just have to just do what we can with what we've got and keep moving. I'm not in a rat race with anyone. I'm not, you know, trying to mimic someone else's life story. I'm going off what I'm making financially, and I'm a low income earner. So even being able to make these sorts of payments towards debt, which could have gone towards my rent or whatever, or even sinking funds, that's good. Okay, so I'm not going to beat myself up, darlings. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm a failure. I'm not going to say, oh, this, oh, that, because I'm doing what works for Gracia and her finances, and this is what works right now. It will get better at some point. It might get worse at some point. What we don't want to do is increase the debt. That's what we don't want to do. We don't want to increase it. Yes, interest is being added, but the interest being added, that's going to work out to about, let's kind of work it out here. Let's say October, November, December, January, February, March, okay? Let's say 30 times 6. That's £180. I would rather pay £180 in interest. I would rather not pay interest at all, but I would rather pay £180 in interest, knowing that I'm sticking to a plan, opposed to increasing my debt by another £1,000 or £2,000 or £3,000. Yes, I know life happens, because I could end up saying I'm not going to do that and next month something goes on. But when life happens, we roll with life, okay? But for right now, this is what we're doing, my sweet friends. So from our 2340, if we've paid 30, this should bring us down to 2,310, I think. I don't even know, babes. Let's see. I'm trying to add in my head. Yes, that's right. So 2,310. Now everything is going to have a full-on snowball effect at some point. We're doing the snowavalanche, which is something I just kind of made up. So I'm doing the snowball and the avalanche method. So I'm working, my avalanche is this section because this has got active interest. These don't. And please do bear in mind, this is not all of my debt. I stand at around £14,000 in debt. Okay. Now I'm going to update my debt tracker and we're going to get where we are with the overall debt. So this is what I'm doing for the tracker, because the tracker, we're only listing the things that we are paying currently, that we need to pay currently. Student finance, the little interest-free other loans, all those other little things, they're not on here at the moment. We're doing the bits that are on my credit report, the things that are affecting my credit and all of that stuff. We're doing that, getting that out of the way. Then we will take the money and offload it into another section, so student loan or whatever it is. Do check out my debt payoff plan. If you've missed it, I'll link it up in the information card above. So I do use the debt tracker. It's called Debt Payoff Plan. It's got a little pigeon on it. It's like a blue background with a pigeon. It looks like this, okay? That's it. That's what it looks like. I think you could get it on iOS, and I'm an Android babe, so I've got it on my Android. We're coming in at £13,542 at the minute. And remember, we started at £14,000. No, £14,016.16. That's where I started at on, I don't even know what the date was when I made this, but that's what I started at, okay? So to have gone halfway, meaning I've paid just a little bit under £500, that's a win. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do this with you guys and update the tracker, so the remaining bit will change. I don't know if you could see properly because of the light, so let me stand up so I could see, you lot could see properly. I'm going to switch the light off so it's not glary. So we're at £13,542 and some change. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add in my 125, which I paid on the 27th. And we're going to save that. So that now brings us down to £13,417.18. I am just going to check my Tesco's, make sure I've updated that, which I have. So we made a payment on the 7th of September. And I'm going to go into my Your Plan to make sure that's updated. And we made a payment on the 7th of September as well. So our amount currently stands at 13,417. This is going to go up about £30 because of interest on this credit card. So just bear in mind that this will go up around £30, okay? So that's where the differences happen or occur, not because I'm spending money on my credit card. No, I'm not doing that. It's just interest. I feel like I've explained myself enough. I feel like I've updated enough and I've shared enough. So this is where we're at for my debt tracker for the end of September. All right. I will come back in a different video and show you guys how much I'm allocating to each category. We've got 3 categories here that we're currently working on. I'll show you guys how much I'm allocating to the 3 categories, and then we'll work with it from there. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.